Hello everyone, welcome back to a video. So normally I don't cover like Twitch drama or whatever, but this situation kind of blew up, and as somebody who kind of lost, someone close to me at the beginning of the year, if you don't know who followed me on like Twitter or whatever, you would have seen what happened when it happened, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to the topic at hand and why it kind of pisses me off, because there was a Twitch stream that went on, I think it sounds like maybe a week or two ago, it sounds like, I'm not too sure, by this streamer called We Found the Body. Anyway, one of his viewers dropped by in the chat and gave him some pretty heartbreaking news, and, well, how does he take it? Well, you're about to find out why.
In Spanish, and it's chef's kiss. Alright. Curvy, where the fuck have you been? Oh my god, well tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not gonna do? We're not going to talk about it in my chat, because it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer, and I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my fucking chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest fucking bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you? You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Curvy. When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up, how are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome, love to hear it. See, there you go. Or Prom's response. Yeah, I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me for a younger woman, my house burnt down, and my car got stolen, so I've been a little bit busy, that's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God, like, like, you know, like, if someone asks, like, hey, what's up, where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it. That's it. I'm not trying to rip you a new ass.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
Wow. Imagine being a real piece of shit. Literally berating one of your own viewers who went out of her way to stop by your stream and hang out in the chat, and you berate her over something so horrifying that she lost someone very close to her. Like, really? And you're gonna sit there and be a piece of shit like that? Gee, and you'll wonder why you're getting your back blown out by freaking everyone. No, and he decides to make an apology video because it seems like damage control, because after he realized he's getting so much shit. But anyway, let's get started.
It is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch.
Read from sheets. I am Sofa King.
Sofa King.
We Todd Ed.
We Todd Ed.
Now repeat all very fast.
Now, oh wow. So what, Ace? That is some of the most retarded rule I've ever heard. Pretty much, like, I don't really have any rules on my streams or whatever. By the way, you should follow me on Twitch, by the way. If you want to see me playing games, just hang out in the chat and whatnot. But anyway, that's a cheap plug there, but whatever. Anyway, kind of getting back to the topic. Like, So what if people like tell you trauma? Like she literally asked you a question, as she saw in the clip where the incident happened. You asked her a question and she responded. And you're gonna berate her like that? Like really? Like she was literally asked a question and she answered. There's nothing more than that. So, and you essentially berate her because of a dumb rule you made up in your head? Like, wow. Just wow. But anyway, you know what, let's get to clip number 2, where he kind of says, oh, the clips didn't, show the full context or whatever, kind of damage control, and trying to claim that commenting stuff like that would hijack the stream.
Text and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. You've seen the edit, but what it doesn't show is that twice I didn't acknowledge her comments about the deceased family member on purpose. I read them to myself but didn't react in depth in an attempt to simply avoid having the stream temporarily hijacked by this type of heavy, serious trauma commenting.
You were just masturbating, weren't you?
What the fuck? No, you're a crazy bitch.
Wow, yeah, you're a crazy bitch. Like Chief says himself. Like, yeah, he's a crazy bitch for, like, really? The fact that you purposely try to ignore her, really? Because she didn't want to, address it? Like, really? Because, oh, I want to have this positive vibe. Well, you can still have the positive vibe and actually show fucking respect. As she just lost her mother, or deceased member, whatnot. But the fact that she had to do that, like, you couldn't even bother to do that, just kind of shows how you lack empathy, and you just make yourself look like a real piece of shit. Yeah, great job. If you want to exploit, killing your Twitch career, congratulations. You're gonna do it if you keep doing shit like this. But wow, and hijacking? How would that hijack the fucking stream? Like, really? I can see if you're like, DDoS or something like that, but someone telling you they lost a family member, how is that gonna hijack the stream? That makes zero freaking sense. Sounds like you just pulled that one right out of your ass because of that stupid rule you made up. But whatever. Anyway, continuing.
Where was I? Oh, yes, thirdly. Oh, my third point. Yes, I'm still counting the points. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. And this is where a lot of you are gonna fucking hate me more than you already do. It's not my job to take on people's grief or drama while I'm live. Big or small, seemingly harmless or not. It's just not my job.
You blew it. Fish.
Dude, nobody's saying it's your freaking job. Like, nobody is telling you that, like, to take on someone's grief. No one is saying that. So, who the hell is saying that to you? Because, like, no one ever did. Like, what? Your little job, as you say you're a full-time streamer, your job is to actually cater to your audience, and they're literally there to support you because they like your content. They like what you do. But the fact you're gonna sit there and berate them when they tell you some heavy news, like someone in their family passing away, we found the body. Let me ask you this: would you want them to treat you the same way if it happened to you? Maybe you should have thought about that before you said something so fucking stupid like that. Oh my god! Like, great, you're gonna be even more pissed off than I already am. Congratulations. Anyway, here's clip number 4.
To not share heavy, energy-changing news or drama in the chat. Now, I understand that I was somewhat harsh and crass and insensitive to this woman. I'm sorry for that. I have apologized. I'm still sorry for it. I'm sorry for hurting her feeling.
No shit.
Oh, good. I am glad though that you apologize for hurting her feelings. You know what? I'll give you a golf clap for that. Congratulations. You're not a total scumbag. But at the same time though, like you're right. You shouldn't have been harsh and sensitive to her. You're right. You absolutely shouldn't have been, because that's what a normal human fucking being would do. A decent one at that. But the fact that you were harsh to her, that's why everyone is pissed off at you, myself included. That's why. That's the real fucking reason why. That you're getting so much backlash for it. That's why. But essentially, you know, undoes all that with the next clip, man, because, wow.
But I'm not sorry for reminding her and others in the community to leave your baggage at the door when you enter someone's chat.
Shut up, bitch!
And there it is. There it freaking is. Like, really telling people to leave the quote-unquote baggage at the door when you enter someone's chat? Like, really? Over a stupid... Again, going back on that stupid dumbass rule he made up. Like, wow. Really? Leave someone's baggage? Ever thought about the feeling... Have you ever thought to yourself, you know, maybe, you know, kind of reach out to someone because you're going through a tough time and, you know, maybe you like some emotional support from friends or whoever? Or anyone really on the internet, really. So, if they're... As long as you're being respectful to each other, of course. But, wow. Unreal. You see, you kind of see why y'all saying, you know, why I got really pissed off at him. You see why? Anyway, you know, here's what she actually kind of had to say on Twitter about the whole situation. I know that I am also in the wrong a little for saying, oh, well, my mom died in the stream after being asked where have I been, but the response just isn't that fun. I made a tweet longer thing to share a little background, but here you go. No, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong about you know, saying that. No. Like, it's just, he asked you a question where you've been, and you gave him the answer. A totally reasonable answer, you know, because dealing with grief like that, it could take a long time for people, depending on the person, but a totally justifiable answer. And the fact that he berated you like that is absolutely horrifying. Like, it's fucking insane that he reacted the way that he did. Just unreal. Now here's her longer response. It's a bit long, but I'll kind of read it, you know. Basically, you know, saying, Curfew, where the F you been? I was on mobile and TV, so things were delayed a little bit, but they continued talking about other things, and one thing that made me laugh. In chat, accident said, well, my mom died, when I meant to say, oh well, and add what? They were like saying prior, then add, well, how to spell probably use punctuation like I was at school. Honestly, my mistake was, you know, they mentioned we don't want to come off as them or me laughing about it. So I tried to correct myself and said no. My intention was to continue to talk about it, but they simply asked the question. I answered feeling comfortable, self-slave telling, or sort of streamer / community I've been a part of for years. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want to kind of read the whole thing, maybe I'll, you know, drop a link to the whole tweet longer in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But anyway, now we got one final thing to go over before we kind of wrap this up, and this is by the infamous, you know, YouTuber / content creator Tipster, who I've watched his content on and off. So I'm kind of aware who he is, and he does a pretty good job with what he does. You know, shout out to Tipster for this. But anyway, he knows it perfectly right here. Unless you're saying I'm sorry to @Miss Nerdy Curvy and take accountability for berating her during time of grief, no one cares. Learn to have some empathy. You say you're a full-time streamer. Your chat made this possible. The least you can do is show some fucking respect. A fucking man, Tipster. I said the exact same thing. Bro, you nailed it. 100%. No, 200%. Like, really, unless you're truly sorry, actually show some fucking respect, you know, for another human being. Who you asked her a question and she answered. And you berate her over that? Like I said before? Wow, what a total dick scumbag move. Because it really is. It's absolutely disrespectful that you treated her like that after she just answered a question about where she's been. Like, wow. So, to Miss Nerdy Curvy, I'm really sorry for what's happened to you. And as someone who lost a family member earlier this year, you know, someone I was close to, I feel for you. I really am, and I hope you get through this. So, that's all I can really say about the whole situation. And until we find your body, learn some fucking respect, man. Because if you want to continue down this path, you're going to kill your own Twitch career. And if you really want that, go right ahead. Continue staring down that path. and you'll have no one to blame but yourself if that does happen. Do I want that to happen? No, not really, but it was still a pretty fucking scumbag move what he did, and everyone is in their right to call him out on it, myself included, because it was a real shitty move what he did, and it lacked no empathy, no respect, especially for someone who has watched your content for years. Like, wow. And for the love of God, drop that stupid fucking rule. You know, it's life. You know, shit's gonna happen. I hate to tell you, you know, it's just human nature, unfortunately, but it kind of is what it is. So actually be a decent human being and show some empathy when someone tells you some horrifying news like that, especially when the person in question lost someone who raised them. Just saying, man. Because if you know, at least have the decency to say I'm sorry and move on, nobody would be talking about this. Like, you would just moved on, your career would have been just fine. But the fact that you didn't and decided to be a complete asshole and a dick over it, and you wonder why you're getting so much backlash over this. But I think I kind of said what I needed to say about this whole situation. Just wow. Now you kind of wonder why. Now you see why I'm pissed off after going through all this. If you made it to the end. So if you like this video, hit the like button, comment below what you think, and consider hitting that sub button so you do not miss out on any more content. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.